Our last contestant this evening, Leonard Quilty. Leonard Quilty, the lqtm factor, the lqtm factor, Leonard Quilty.
Yes, the lqtm factor. So you heard my name, Leonard Quilty. So I know what you're thinking. He's going to talk about Leonard Quilty and TM. What does that stand for? Voila, Toastmasters. Were you thinking that? No, nobody. Okay, good. Because that's not what my title stands for. It's Madam Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. I came up with that title. I was on this social media site called Twitter. And what's that called when someone sends a message on Twitter? What do they call it? Huh? Tweets, yeah, tweets. So I saw this tweet from this lady, and at the end of it she had LQTM. You know when people are on Twitter or social media, Facebook, they'll put at the end of their message LOL. What does that stand for? Laughing out loud. So this lady says, LQTM, laughing quietly to myself. Laughing quietly to myself. I like that, so I'm going to use that. So I could have called my talk Tales Out of School. Some of you know that I'm a teacher by trade. So I'm just going to talk about, for the next few minutes, 3 instances with my teaching career that I was kind of laughing quietly to myself when I reflected back on them. The first one is called Going at High Speed. I'm going to talk about the S word and another topic, the half day of school. So going at high speed. Okay, I'm a teacher. I'm driving. It's the first day of school. I'm in Sheep River area of Okotoks. I'm driving by the Big Rock School. And it's the first day, and I'm just driving by, watching my speed. It's school zone. So I get down past the school, and then I see these lights behind me, and this is the policeman pulling up and pulling me over. I said, okay, what's going on here? I wasn't laughing quietly to myself then, for sure. So I roll down my window. He walks up, and I said, yes, officer, how can I help you? Trying to be respectful. He said, well, you were speeding. I said, speeding? Really? He said, yeah. I said, well, how fast was I going? He said, I clocked you at 46 kilometers an hour. I said, okay. Well, okay, so what's your point? Because coming from the eastern Canada, in my home province, as far as I know, the speed limit in school zone is 40 kilometers an hour. But here in Alberta, it's 30. Now, don't quote me on that, but that was my logic with this gentleman. I'm trying to talk my way out of the ticket, maybe. So anyway, long story short, he gives me the ticket, $103, so I go pay that the next week. But anyway, so I was trying to keep a good attitude about it. He caught me red-handed, so I had to pay the money. So I'm thinking, well, how can I talk about this with my fellow teaching staff, my colleagues? So I mailed this story. I said, well, I got a speeding ticket. I didn't make that part up. I got a speeding ticket. I was doing 46 kilometers an hour, and I told the policeman that I was a teacher. And that's the truth. I did tell him I was a teacher, so you don't want to get a speeding ticket in the school zone when you're a teacher. Anyway, so I'm telling my colleagues, I said, well, they said, Leonard, how did that go? I said, well, the guy came up to my window and I said, I'm a teacher. I said, you going to give me a ticket for speeding in a school zone? He said, yeah. I said, but I'm an online teacher. We travel high speed all the time. That was my story to my colleagues. My next anecdote is the S word. So I'm teaching online. I'm using this technology called Illuminate Live, virtual classroom. And I'm just going over some rules and regulations the first day of school like you would in a traditional classroom. And I say to my students, I don't really, be careful with the words that you use, that you put in the text box or that you say to each other. Be careful, be appropriate. It's a school, it's a Christian school, added to that. So I don't want to hear that S word. I said, in one instance, I want to hear the S word. Just for example, your mom or dad come back from the store, they bought this brand new vacuum cleaner. So you offer to vacuum the carpet for your mom or dad, and you say, Mom, Dad, this vacuum cleaner really sucks. So that's when you can use that word. No other instances should you use that word. So I didn't think that was appropriate. Maybe I was being a bit too strict. But, the last little anecdote, I was on supervision duty in a bricks and mortar school back east a few years ago. So I'm walking down the corridor and I decide to pop into this grade 5 classroom. So I walk into the classroom, all the boys and girls are there, it's like 7:45 in the morning, so they're a little bit sleepy. I said, okay, this is a good time for me to pull my little stunt. So I walk into the classroom and I said, guess what, boys and girls? Guess what? What, Mr. Griffin? He said, do you know we only had a half day of school this morning? They said, what, a half day of school? Yes, all right. Why only a half day of school, Mr. Quilty? Because we got the second half this afternoon. so I docked and walked to the classroom to make sure I wasn't going to be hit with any flying pencils or pens. Anyway, so throughout my career and just in my life really, I just try to find opportunities to laugh quietly to myself, because I think that bringing that humor into your life is really going to kind of grease the wheel of life and make things run smoother. Thank you.